guys, it's Mari, and Kelly Barron and I are up this week with another challenge. And this week, the challenge that we are issuing is to create a layout using two 4x6 photos. So, this is a pretty big challenge for me because I don't usually use, I typically don't use 4x6 photos as a single photo, and I usually definitely don't use two. So, there's not a ton of real estate left over on a 12x12 layout when you have two 4x6 photos on there. So this was really super challenging for me, but I do like how it turned out when it's all finished. So on the layout here, you can see that I just took a piece of white cardstock and sized it down a little bit. And then I took a piece of the Gather collection paper, that blue, kind of a dark blue and white plaid, and used that as a frame around my white cardstock. Then I took that pink dot pattern paper, sized it down a little bit, and then just put a bit of an outline around the edges with my black pen. Now I'm taking my two 4x6 photos here, which I've printed in black and white, and I'm just backing them with some yellow paper, some yellow pattern paper, still from the Maggie Holmes Gather collection. In fact, I think most of the papers that I used here are from that collection. And I wanted to just put a little layer of that yellow behind the photos. And then I just took a strip of that same yellow pattern paper and I used my punch, my notebook punch on it, and just to create a little bit of texture along the top of that pink pattern paper. And now I'm just trying to decide how I want to place these larger photos on here. Now, these pictures actually look a lot darker on the video than they actually are. But anyways, I think what I did was I added a black and white filter on them before I printed them, and that actually usually darkens my photos a little bit. So sometimes I forget that I shouldn't do that, and they are a little bit darker than I would like them, but they're not as dark as they actually appear in this video. So I just took some foam tape now, and I'm popping those photos up a little bit because I don't do a ton of layering behind them. So I just wanted to give them a little bit of extra dimension. So I'm just popping them up. And then I took a bunch of the different, two of the pattern papers and a tag from the collection, from the ephemera, that blue tag with the flowers on it. And I just fishtailed them to make three banners of varying widths and lengths, just to put in behind, just as a layer behind that photograph. And so I decided that I would place the photos like this, and then put have a place for my title to sit across the top of the photos. And then I just took these little these little pieces. They're actually it's not really a cut apart sheet. It's a patterned paper from that Gather collection that has all those little Instagram kind of I guess they're Polaroid pictures on it, or not pictures, you know what I mean, frames. And I just took those and fussy cut them out and thought that they would look cute along in that little space there. And now I'm just taking some Amy Tangerine puffy stickers from an older Amy Tan collection. And I just thought the colors really matched well with this layout. So I just stuck those little puffy stickers in those frames. And now I'm just taking a bunch of different little alphas and some alphas, and I guess that's a chipboard word from, I think that was from Dear Lizzie Happy Place, maybe, or Saturday, maybe it was the Saturday collection. The word best comes from that collection, and I just really like the yellow in my title. And then I took those puffy alphas in the dark blue to spell the word cake across the top. So Best Cake is the title, and these pictures, as you can see, are of a cake. That's a cake that I made for Thanksgiving, and it was a carrot cake, cheesecake cake, and it was absolutely decadent. It was so good. So what I did was I made two layers of carrot cake, and then I made a kind of a thin cheesecake, and the thin cheesecake went in between the two layers of carrot cake, and then the whole cake has a cream cheese icing on it, and it was so good. And then I put pecans on the top of it. So my kids really, really loved it. Now I'm just taking some washi tape from that same Amy Tan collection, and I'm just putting a little bit of torn washi along that bottom edge. I just like how that adds a little more detail to the bottom edge. So there's a little bit of a textured edge at the top of the layout with that yellow notebook punch. And then at the bottom, a little bit of a textured edge with that washi tape. I just like how those kind of go together. And now I'm just creating a bit of a cluster where those fishtail banners are below the one photo. So I've taken a little tassel, and I've taken a little wooden button still from the Gather collection and added those there. And I'm going to actually do a fair bit of embellishing with some hearts. So I've got a chipboard heart from the Gather collection in yellow, and I've got a few of these little enamel hearts from from that same Amy Tan. I think it's the Better Together collection, but I never want to say for sure because I don't know, I get the Amy Tan collections mixed up. Anyways, I love them all. They're great. And now I'm just taking some of the same chipboard collection and adding a little piece down to that lower cluster. I think it's his favorite. And just taking a few of the little stickers and just adding some more little details here and there. I think I end up adding a little bit of sewing as well on the layout, and I do that off camera, and you'll see that in the still shots at the end. I wanted to see if I could put a few more little bits and pieces off that sticker sheet on here, maybe a few more die cuts just to create a little bit more detail with that little cluster up there at the top that I'm working on right now. And I actually end up taking one of the little bows from the layered not die cuts, but little layered pieces still from the Gather collection, and add that up at the top there too in kind of aqua color. And I think I'm just going to take a piece of that, a die cut there, that Amy Tan die cut, and put that in behind there. I really wanted to bring more of that blue in that little cluster there. So I've got a little bit of the yellow and a little bit of the pink and a little bit of the blue in that cluster to have all of those colors from the color scheme from the layout in that area. And just trying to continue to repeat that, right? And make sure that the colors are kind of going throughout. So I really like this color scheme. It's a little bit different than what I might usually use. And the beauty of using those black and white photos is you can be pretty flexible with what you're using for your color scheme in your layout. So there you can see I've added all the little details. There's the sewing, that little bow that I was telling you that I had planned to add up there. I'm going to add a couple more little enamel hearts here and there, and then this layout will be finished. So make sure you check out Kelly's video, and I will leave a link in the description below to her channel so that you can go and check out what her layout's like for her 4x6 photo challenge. So thanks so much for joining us, and don't forget to leave us some ideas for another challenge. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.